Feel off track with retirement or just want to make sure that you are on track? Well, oftentimes the right habits can get you where you're trying to go. What are those habits? I've got that and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't read Atomic Habits and you're a reader, read it. It is fantastic. James Clear is an author. This is his first book. And essentially, he sort of broke down and became obsessed in his own life how certain habits applied over a long period of time can lead to success. So what causes success? Your habits, right? And what causes the bad results as well? Same thing, your habits. Well, when it comes to retirement is going to take the right habits consistently applied for decades. And it's going to be your biggest financial goal, most likely. It's going to take the longest for you to achieve, and it's going to require fantastic discipline. So what are some of the habits? Whether you're feeling off track right now with retirement or just want to make sure that you're on the right track, what are the habits that you need to be consistently applying that will lead you to retirement success? I've got 3 of them right now. Habit number 1, increase your savings every single year. Increase what you're saving for retirement every single year. And you might say that's not a new idea. There are even things now called auto escalation where you don't need to do anything. Your 401k contributions automatically going to escalate. Well, number 1, know that oftentimes that only is applied to those who auto enroll. If you manually or actually physically enroll in your 401k, you might not have an auto escalation feature. But yeah, even if this is old news or nothing exciting, think about it. If you're trying to accumulate wealth and build up assets for retirement and you're going to work 30 to 40 years, what if you got into the habit of increasing your savings just a little bit every single year? You might say, well, won't I eventually max out? I won't be able to keep increasing 1%. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. And here's the other secret. If you increase your contributions by just 1% every single year, you'll barely feel it. If I told you, you got to contribute at least 15% towards retirement. If you're only at 5% right now, going to 15%, for many of you, you might say, oh, but that's going to really disrupt cash flow. And it might. But increasing just 1% a year, oftentimes, if you do that for a long enough time and early enough, you'll get on the right track. Whether you feel off track for retirement or not, oftentimes that will lead you back on course. And the reason why I'd call that a habit is there's sort of 2 ways to do it. You can either break down your budget and see here's how much money's coming in, here's where it's all going. Do we have a little bit extra that we could save? And I'm all for that. Or the other route is you can just say, no, we're going to increase how much we save and we'll find a way to live on what's left. And both can work, but when you're applying just a small increase every single year, 1% increase every single year, often it's that other approach that works. Hey, we're just going to increase our savings. We'll find a way to live on what's left. It's not going to be that disruptive to cash flow. So increase your savings every single year. Second habit to get on track or stay on track with retirement is stay aggressive with your investment allocation. Stay aggressive with your investment allocation. It feels like a long time ago, but guys, 2022 was just a couple of years ago. And right now, as I'm recording this, September of 2022, the fall of 2022, I had several people either commenting here on the radio show, on the YouTube channels, or reaching out in other ways saying, you know what, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to pause my 401k contributions and wait until things get better, and then I'll restart them. Or they were saying, I'm going to reduce risk. I'm going to move to cash. Treasuries are starting to pay some interest, and I can't continue to lose like this and eventually be able to retire. So I'm going to shift my investments lower risk. Do you think it's a good idea? Or hey, I've already done that because I just don't trust the markets. And here we are. now just 2 short years later, where the stock market, of course, has some volatility right now. No question about that, but is significantly further along than where it was 2 years ago. I can't tell you for sure if we will come back to those levels that we saw in 2022, or it's onward and upward from here. Don't know. That's the uncertainty that comes with investing in the market. But for that uncertainty or volatility risk comes a return, a long-term return. There's an offsetting return for that risk. With retirement, you're often, as you're climbing the mountain, you start seeing, I've never got to this high point before. I've never seen my account balances get this high before. And then you start seeing that inevitable market volatility. And you start seeing a temporary decline in your investment. You just say, I'll never be able to retire if my investments keep going down. And those emotions lead you to grab the wheel and overcorrect. And all of a sudden, not only did you lock in those temporary losses, but you left yourself out on the sidelines from the future gains and appreciation that you're going to need in order to retire successfully. So work with your certified financial planner so that you have the right level of risk for your financial situation and that you have the right investment strategies for your temperament, right? And that I'm not saying that you should just be speculative. No way. Some people staying aggressive with their investments is 100% stocks. Other people, it could be 80-20. Others, it could be 70-30. The point is not to grab the wheel during times of volatility and overcorrect and go to the sideline. So that is one of the habits you need to have in order to stay on track or get on track with retirement. And again, it's a habit because market volatility will continue. I have no idea when you're absorbing this content what we're seeing in the markets, but I can tell you we will continue to see volatility. Therefore, you have to have the habit of staying the course. The habit of staying the course. Not just the feeling once, okay, yep, I get it, but the habit of staying the course during market volatility. And then a third habit that you need to have to get on track for retirement or stay on track with retirement is the habit of getting advice. And before you immediately say, no, that's self-serving, no. Early in my career, I was meeting with a young couple, and I could tell you countless stories, but early in my career, I was meeting with a young couple. They were in their early 30s and had a house, they're both working, and they were just starting to have kids. And they were really focused. Their big goal, yes, they wanted those things, and they needed to build up their lifestyle and whatnot. But at the same time, they were focused on retirement. They didn't want to be part of the statistic of, I wish I'd have started sooner. So they wanted to work with a CFP to get started on the right track. Here's the problem. When we built out their plan, they needed to save about $1,000 a month. They were currently saving $100 a month. And every time they came in, it was, okay, how are the investments doing? We need to make any changes. And I'm like, okay, the investments are fine. And I didn't overlook it. And yeah, okay, here, let's give the right amount of attention. However, there's no investment return that can make up the difference of not saving $1,000 a month and instead saving $100 a month. You need to have the right habits of saving, the right perspective, and that's going to come from advice. It's going to come from perspective. Because the other thing, if you're listening to this right now because you feel like you are off track with retirement and you need to get on track, well, how do you know what on track looks like? It depends on 5 factors that are unique to you, and you've got to build out that plan. When do you want to be done? And what's the latest you're willing to work? So that's age. What's your lifestyle? What do you expect to spend in retirement? You've got to include assumptions on what you're going to do with Medicare and assumptions on vacations and assumptions on taxes and inflation rates. All that sort of stuff is all baked into that factor. Third, what are your sources of income? Social Security, how are you going to optimize that? That takes advice. How much are you saving and how much do you have saved up? And then how have you invested those dollars? How much risk are you comfortable taking with those? Your retirement is based on the interconnectivity of those 5 choices, those 5 factors. And so in order to get on track and stay on track with retirement, you need to be in the habit of getting advice so you know, here's where I stand. And if you're not on track, here are the adjustments. Here's the range of adjustments that you can make to get on track. Also, if you're not on track, you need the advice to say, don't worry, this is just a temporary decline in the markets or a shift. I think, let's just be patient. I think you'll get on track based on the habits that you're currently applying. Or, nope, we are off track and we're going to need to do something. Therefore, here's a shift that you could make or something like that. So getting advice is one of the habits that will get you on track for retirement and keep you on track for retirement. But where does that advice come from? It's got to be from a certified financial planner and got to be someone that's doing comprehensive financial planning. If you don't have one of those on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K. WiseMoneyShow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.